Warner Bros. And Paramount maybe getting together. I talked about this, man. This is scary for the entertainment industry. Like, I ended up being at least temporarily wrong when I said that the writers and the actors were just not going to get a deal.
Yeah.
They ended up getting it done. And like, kudos, man. That's awesome. But this is what we're looking at now. According to Axios, the CEOs of Warner Brothers Discovery and Paramount Global met this week for several hours to discuss a possible merger. Warner Bros. Is currently valued at approximately $29 billion and Paramount Global approximately $10 billion. Warner Bros. Is cash positive, but has $40 billion in debt, while Paramount Global has $15 billion in debt and a negative cash flow. If an acquisition were to take place prior to April of this year, Warner Bros. Would take a substantial tax penalty due to a provision that allowed its merger with Discovery last year. Beyond their combined film and television distribution and IP, any potential merger might lead to the consolidation of CBS News and CNN. Likewise, a combination of their 3 streaming services would allow them to better compete with rivals like Netflix. But here's the problem. Their whole business model is disintegrating in front of our very eyes with with cord cutting, with the transition that appears to be taking place towards piracy due to frustration, I think, with the endless mountain of streaming services that are competing for our attention.
It's ridiculous.
There are some articles that I read about this that cited the increased cost of production with the new deals as something that's putting pressure on these companies. Like, that was the issue that I talked about with that negotiation, where I kind of went, guys, you're asking for more money, but what money? Paramount is bleeding. Warner Bros. Is, okay, cash flow positive, but has $40 billion in debt. That's not a sign of a healthy business.
Yeah.
It's scary. Netflix is apparently still profitable. So that's something. They have managed to weather the storm of everyone and their dog trying to be the new Netflix, and they are still the Netflix. They added more subscribers, I think, this last, I want to say quarter. I forget if it was quarter or month, but this last reporting period than they had at any time prior to the bump that they got from COVID.
Interesting.
And this seems to be down to the crackdown on subscription sharing. So Netflix is managing to make it work, but as far as I can tell, pretty much everyone else is just floundering with absolutely no idea how to create original content that is compelling enough to drive people to subscribe. And it's kind of scary, because I like movies, you know? I kind of want there to be movies and TV, and it just feels like we're on a collision course for the whole model just not being feasible anymore.
Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking, like, I wonder how people would react if there was a legitimate way of selling buy and own forever, that wasn't like giving people physical discs in physical stores that they don't want to drive to. But I mean, I think that's more or less been tried.
Well, yeah.
And I think people, as much as people will scream about it, myself included, no one's, other than dozens of us, no one's going to do anything about it. So, like,
yeah, it's tough.
The people will burn everything they can.
RCM 024 says, I think Disney is still going strong too. That's a big negatory. Disney Plus has basically led to Bob Chapek being pushed out of Disney. It was a disaster. They've lost a ton of money on it. No, very bad. State Killer says, I don't think the writers and actors are at fault that every movie costs $1 gazillion now. No, not at all.
That's not what he was saying.
But what I was saying was that they're asking for more money. And what I was saying was, what money?
Yeah.
These services are not profitable. These companies are struggling to figure out a way to run these productions profitably. And no, that's not the actor's fault. Certainly not. But it means that the money they're asking for just isn't there. So that's a problem, right? Like I can absolutely see, an Amazon driver going, well, Amazon's posting record profits quarter after quarter. Why am I struggling this way? 100%. There's money there. So they should be getting some of it. But if there is no money, then that's a fundamental problem. That's something that everyone needs to come to the table and try and solve. I don't know. I'm an outsider here. Like, I'm sort of in the entertainment industry, like kind of like we make content, we make videos, and you guys watch them hopefully, and like that's great. And a lot of the same pressures on that industry exist on us. Advertisers are pulling out en masse. Like the advertising dollars are drying up, and we can see that it's tough out there, right? Like we're okay. Don't worry. We're good. We're going to keep powering through everything, and that's all like cool. Fortunately, we're built leaner, right? Like our productions don't cost that much, and they aren't underwater. But we definitely see the same pressures. We're aware of them. That's what I'm trying to say. Is YouTube profitable? I don't think anybody knows. It's a good question. Yeah, I'm not sure if anyone knows if YouTube is just like sort of a giant cash sink data funnel, or if it is a legitimately profitable business now. They've certainly made steps that seem like they're trying to make it profitable, increasing the cost of premium, pushing premium really hard, making it so you can rent movies and TV shows through YouTube. Like there's lots that they've done,
and buy, I believe.
Lowering default, streaming resolution, all that kinds of stuff, all those kinds of things. But I don't know. I don't think anyone outside of Google's top brass probably actually knows. Yeah, Mikeo, running ads on non-monetized channels so that they can not profit share. Yeah, that's something. Buh.